This is the second video in the series about Blackboard Collaborate Session Plan. The first video introduced you to Illuminate Plan, the program you will use to create your session plan. You learned specifics about the interface of the program and how to use the menu bar and the various toolbar commands. This new video will demonstrate how to start building a basic session plan. It will focus on adding content files to the plan. The first step is to launch the Illuminate Plan program. Remember, this program will need to be installed on your computer, and this can be done by anyone who has elevated privileges. This is the typical screen you should see once Illuminate Plan has opened. Notice that the title bar indicates that this is an untitled session plan. It is at this point that we will go ahead and save the plan. Select File on the menu bar, and then choose the Save As option. When the Save Session Plan dialog box opens, locate where you would like to save the plan. Let's name this one Training Example 080514. When the Save button is selected, you'll be taken back to the interface of the program, and now at the top at the title bar it shows that this session plan has now been saved with the name Training Example 080514. As you create a session plan, please make sure to save it often. A very helpful feature of Illuminate Plan is that you are able to reopen any of your saved plans in the program, and then you can continue building them, or if any revisions are needed, you can make them. This Illuminate Plan interface should look very familiar because it was the basis of the first video you watched. That being said, let's go through a quick review. As you will recall, this blue and white section at the top of the screen is where you will add the content files you want to use during your Blackboard Collaborate meeting or training. As you may recall, it is easy to resize the top or bottom halves of this screen by moving either up or down. Below this dividing line is the white area where you will arrange the content for your session. You will want to present your content to participants in a specific order. You will also want to stipulate actions for your session content, and that is done here as well. We will delve more into setting up actions in a later video. At the top of the screen, below the title bar, is the menu bar. Below it are the tools we will use to create this sample plan. Over on the far right side of the screen is the Properties panel. We will look at it more in a later video. Now let's get started bringing in content for this sample plan. Many of these files will need to be embedded into the plan. This is the tool that can be used to embed them. When the mouse is rolled over it, the screen tip identifies this tool as the Embed Content File tool. Once the tool is selected, an open dialog box like this one will appear. We now need to navigate to locate one of the files for this session. Just for this video, a special folder containing all the files needed for this plan has been created. We will continue uploading this first file by using this particular procedure. A faster way to add files to a session plan will be demonstrated in a few minutes. When the bottom file selected, notice that the name ends with the .wbd extension. This extension stands for Whiteboard file. Any files you want to display to participants during your Blackboard Collaborate session will need to be in the Whiteboard or .wbd format. You may convert these files from within the Illuminate Plan program as you build your session. As we add additional files to this plan, you will see how a conversion works. This welcome audio check file actually started out as a PowerPoint slide before it was converted to a Whiteboard file. It is a commonly used slide, and retaining a copy in the Whiteboard format saves from having to convert it over and over again. Select the Open button, and now you can see that this whiteboard file has been added to the File section of Illuminate Plan. At this point, we need to look at the specific file types that will need to be converted to whiteboard format if you would like to display them during a Blackboard Collaborate session. They include PDF files, PowerPoint files, and image files such as JPEGs. Word files will not convert to whiteboard format. There are two alternatives you can use to get around this. First, simply convert the Word file to a PDF and then bring it into your plan and convert it to a whiteboard file at that time. Or you can choose to bring the Word file into your plan and then use the file transfer tool later during the session to distribute it to participants in its original Word document format. At the time of transfer, the participants will be given the options to open or save the file to their computers. Let's continue the process of bringing in the different files that are needed for this session. You will see examples of the different file types that can or cannot be converted to whiteboard format. You will also see how to utilize these different types of files in a Blackboard Collaborate session. Now let's also look at the faster method mentioned earlier for bringing files into your session plan. You can simply drag and drop them into the top blue and white section of the interface. This is the folder that was created just for storing the files needed for this example. As each one is selected, let's look at the file type and watch to see if Illuminate Plan prompts us to convert certain files to whiteboard format or not. The first file is an Illuminate whiteboard file when you look under the column for type. We'll select it and just drag and drop it into the top section of the interface, and notice it took it and it is a whiteboard file, so it did not ask for any conversion. Let's look at the next file. The next file is an MPEG for movie. Dragging and dropping it into the interface, we are not prompted to convert it either. The third file for this session plan is a PowerPoint presentation. Dragging and dropping it to the interface, we are asked by the program, do we want to convert it to a whiteboard file? Let's select yes, and then we need to specify the screen size. We will select Canvas and then select the OK button. The conversion is taking place. Now you see that the PowerPoint presentation has been converted to a whiteboard file. Let's go back and grab that same presentation and bring it in because we want to use it for file transfer. So this time we will say no to converting it to a whiteboard. So now you can see it is a PowerPoint presentation by the .pptx extension. Here's another file to use. This is another PowerPoint presentation. We'll drag it in. This is going to be used for a poll question, so yes, we do want to convert it to the whiteboard format. For screen size, let's choose canvas size again, OK, and it will be converted. The next file in this folder is the session plan agenda. It is also a PowerPoint presentation. So dragging and dropping it, we want it to display, so we do want to convert it as well. Choose the canvas size for the screen size, select OK. The conversion is taking place. When it's finished, we will see this file listed in the list of files as a whiteboard file. Those are all the files needed for this session. Something to remember is to save. So you can go up and use the floppy disk to save. And now it's ready. We have added all the files that are needed, and so the next step in the process of building this session plan is to arrange these files in the desired order. We also need to set up the corresponding actions for them. That will be covered in the next video of this series. To recap, This video has demonstrated how to bring content files into a Blackboard Collaborate session plan. The Illuminate Plan program was used for this purpose. You learned about the different file types that can be converted to whiteboard format and those that cannot. This video also demonstrated 2 different ways to bring content files into your session plan. Please view the next video, which, as mentioned earlier, will demonstrate how to associate actions with files that you would like to use during your live Blackboard Collaborate session or training.